Welcome back to the channel, y'all. In this video, I'm going to show you guys, here's another good combination that you can use. This is on an 89 Honda Accord Acura 3.5, I call it, because the body looks similar. Still got that modern body style on these cars. To me, they still look good, man. It got the resemblance of the 90s, too. Smooth 90s, and they all look resemble. Even the Acura 3.5s and stuff like that, to me, they somewhat resemble, you know. Alright, so I bring y'all content talking about these single stage paint job here. So y'all know, back in 1989, there wasn't too many cars like that car right there, painted with clear coat paint. That car is painted with a clear coat. That's why it shines so hard. This car was painted with a single stage paint job, which doesn't shine as hard. Plus, it's not a shiny color. This is more of a neutral color. You know, it's not really made to do a whole lot of shining. It's neutral. All right, so I got a little bit of the. We're gonna apply these two together: the meguiars 3-in-1 wax and the meguiars Detailer's Professional Choice Finishing Wax. So I'm just kind of putting those two there together so you guys can see what the deal is. Why this is for more protection, this for protection as well. Both of them basically like a cleaner. All right, I got a little on the paint, and I also have some on the applicator. All right, so we're gonna work this in like so. Y'all can see it on the paint. Now, repeat, for those of you who don't know, before you come up to my older clear coat, this car was not painted with clear coat. All right, so everybody know. This car was painted with a single stage paint job, which means like acrylic enamel. I wouldn't say as far back as lacquer, but y'all know what I'm saying. DuPont, like you polyurethane, which is what single stage too as well. Polyurethane, DuPont, they use lacquer paint a little further back in the 70s. You know, they were using like lacquer paints. You know, so yeah. So for y'all to comment some crazy stuff talking about the clear coat gone. So now y'all know this car was never painted with clear coat. Cause I guess y'all don't know nothing about body shop stuff, you know. I know y'all don't know, you know. Cause these cars back in the 80s, you know, it wasn't a whole lot of clear coat. You know, guys can buff a car though. Man, they can do a single stage paint job look just like a clear coat. I mean, they can buff the heck out of it, man. They'll paint and buff it. Paint it and buff it, paint it and buff it. They buff it in between coats and stuff. And you'll think it's a clear coat paint job back in them days. You know, so I just like to let y'all know that this car was not painted with a clear coat. It's a single stage. So that's why it's not quite as shiny as that car you see over there. Because it doesn't supposed to be. It's crazy, but yeah, that car is painted with a clear coat. This one not painted with a clear coat. So, yeah. So I could buff this back off. It's a one step. Both of these basically one steps. That's a 3-in-1 right there. I take it and just buff it back off. Try to bring y'all the good content, because a lot of y'all don't know. You know, they thinking the clear gone. Nah. Clear ain't gone. We never painted with clear. You mean painted with single stage paint? Like I said, I repeat. I mean, back in the 80s, it just wasn't that many cars painted with single stage paint. I mean, clear coats. Clear coats didn't come to play mostly till like in the 90s when they started using clear coat on cars. I mean, they had it in the 80s. Like I said, don't get me wrong, they had it in the 80s. It just wasn't as popular as it was in the 90s, 2000 on up to now, you know. And like I told you, guys could paint a car with single stage, man, and buff it. It looked just like a clear coat paint job. You couldn't tell no difference in it. Look just like that number when they get finished with it. So they use a lot of that single stage in the 80s because it was a little cheaper. That's why what it was. It was actually cheaper than the clear coat. See there? Look how I bumped that right quick. See? So now y'all know this is a single stage paint job. It's not a clear coat. And like I said, in the 80s, the single stage paint was the going thing, in the 80s. So that's what like everybody was mostly using. Cheaper. The other one's called base coat, clear coat. Where they put down a single stage paint like this and then they shoot a clear coat over top of it. Called base coat, clear coat, something like that. But yeah, they could buff it like I'm buffing this right here. Man, them guys can buff a car. They can buff that thing so good, man, you would think it's a daggone clear coat paint job. Look at this. That's how good they buff the hell out of them paint. They buff them that good, man. You would think it's a clear coat. Just like I did on that film. Now look at that. And they using a DA polish and all that stuff too as well, They buffing them with rotaries and stuff. So them guys really buffed them, So now y'all know. This is a single stage paint job for y'all comment some crazy stuff. Oh, the clear coat. Oh, there was no clear coat on this car. This car painted with a single stage paint job. That's why I wear down to the clear, see? To the primer. See there, primer spots. See, primer spots. I wear down to the primer spots because there was no clear coat there. To protect nothing. So y'all hit that subscribe, man. I try to bring y'all some good content. At the same time, schooling some of y'all. Some of y'all come up, telling me this, that, clear coat gone, all. Well, I had to school you, because this car didn't have a clear coat on it. It's smooth and slick. It's smooth and slick, but this car is a single stage paint, which is probably painted with something like either acrylic enamel or enamel. Let's see. I don't know which one it's painted with. I probably could find out, but this car is painted with like enamel, either acrylic enamel. Single stage. See, it still look alright now, the size and stuff. Only thing we had to do, kind of hit that hood, get your can of that paint mixed, and shoot that hood. Shoot that daggone hood, and man, in that trunk. The rest of the car look good. You gonna buff the heck out of the rest of it. See that? You can buff the rest of it out, man. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get up on it. They ain't got to be a clear coat to look good now. Wrap's popular. I see a lot of guys wrapping their cars and stuff. Black, red, blue, green, whatever color you want. No, they wrap them now. But back in late in the 88, 89 and stuff like that, they use mostly single stage paint. Wasn't many clear coats around. I repeat now, there was some clear coats around. It just wasn't as popular as it is today. So I know what I'm talking about now. But back then they used a lot of acrylic enamel and enamel single stage paints. That was the cheapest way out back then too. That base clear coat was much more expensive because I had to shoot the clear